Lights up, we taking it high, can't relax. Voices of the culture, welcome NBA Max. Truth in the numbers, fire in the stats. If you love this game, then you know we run it back. Sorry from hoops, social building roots where I stand. Home with legends, reminisce, shaping who I am. Culture in the moment, every voice gets a seat. We rise together strong, community complete. Fluent from sports, fluent, making knowledge appear. Turn the jargon to a language every fan can hear. Break it down simple, then I lace it with finesse. Wisdom flowing smooth, that's the art of success. Chris from All-American Hooper, I give it 100, no doubt. Teacher on the grind, showing what it's all about. From the classroom lessons to the sweat that I show. Built for the hustle, that's the only way I go. It's Jalen Carter on the beat. Every bar's in tune, turn arenas to a stage. Make the culture boom. Notes hit like buckets, rhythm sharp as an axe. Soundtrack of the moment. This is NBA, man. Lights up, we taking it higher.
All right, so back we are with NBA Max. Guys, if I'm being honest, I didn't hear a single second of that theme song. My screen was very much lagging throughout. I was afraid that like something was wrong with on my end. Did you guys hear it? Did you guys hear the song?
Yeah, I heard the fire.
I was able to hear it. Okay, yeah,
it went straight through. Okay, good. Yes. So it is something on my end. Yes, but like and I can hear you. And you guys can hear me now talking.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yes,
and I can hear you guys perfect. Yeah. So it must have been. Sometimes the theme song really messes with me. Sometimes for God knows why, and it always happens at the worst moments. Of course, like it would happen now when Tony's not here. But how we doing today?
Doing all right, man. Just watching this OKC Phoenix game. Hoping Phoenix could keep it close. Mark Williams forgot how to rebound. What are you gonna do? Other than that, got a bit of a snowstorm. We had a big snow storm out. There's some shoveling.
Oh, same here. We just got about 4 to 5 inches. We still got like a wintry mix going on right now outside. So never fun.
No doubt.
I have to go snow blow later tonight, so I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, we definitely got more than I think we got closer to like 12 inches, maybe.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is still not like a ton for us. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Right,
that was a
right.
light snowfall. That was the snow was light, so I'll take it.
Yeah, we for the past few weeks now, maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple weeks, it's been, you might get snow. We might be getting snow tonight. We might be getting snow tonight. And the closest thing, I believe it was either last night or maybe last night. It was probably like 2 nights ago that like I some of the snow on top of my car, but nothing too serious. So, which is funny because like I live in Jersey and like I consider that like a coldish area, but when I see where you two live and then where Tony lives, I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't as bad actually.
Be like,
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah. Suns versus Thunder. Yeah, so it's about to be 74-48 at half.
it's a blowout. It's over with.
I don't how have the Suns been lately? I haven't really checked in on them.
And Booker's out. Booker got ruled out. So
Booker has been out. Yeah, he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know they started off strong. I can't imagine they're playing that much better with him out. I don't even know how long. What are they now? They're 14-10, 6-4 in their last 10. I can only imagine how good, like, even if he stayed, how good they'd be. Just,
they're not that great of a team. They have a couple guys, Gillespie's
doing
well. Yeah, Gillespie's been doing well coming out of nowhere.
Dylan
Brooks is suddenly a scorer too.
Dylan Brooks, if they just did like most improved offensive player, I feel like Dylan Brooks would be right there as a guy that just like, I feel like from just one end of the ball, like he's really turned around his game. Like he's become, to me, he's one of the more impressive like two-way role players in the game.
100%. And he gives me like Meta World Peace or type of vibes when
I like that a lot. That's a good one.
Ron Artest, not as good, obviously. Ron Artest at his best was insane. He was going to win MVP. If that mouse and the pounce that happened, I think he was winning MVP.
Really?
Did you see how it started? That he was giving you 25 a night, plus being the best. Yeah, plus being the best the best wing defender in the league. It was absurd.
That part's surely, yeah. But what was his best achievement? Did he even? Yeah, he made All NBA team in 2004. Did he win DPOY?
Oh, he did.
Same year. Yeah, 2004. Is that the year you're talking about, Jalen? That he would have won MVP?
He just played less games. Only played 7 games, but he was averaging in those 7 24 points in 2000.
This was the year after. This is the year after. So yeah, in 2004 he averaged 18 and 5 with 2 steals and 0.7 blocks. So that's 3.6 stocks. And then the year after that, he was averaging 24, 6.
Only 7 games.
Yeah, only 7 games. Yeah, but
and they were going to be the best team in the East. Like that team was good. That
Yeah, dude, that's one of those what ifs that a lot of people tend to like.
So you're talking about a guy.
Because,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy giving you 20 plus a night on the number 1 seed. I mean, that's an MVP. You know, in those days, that's an MVP candidate, right?
That's MVP, especially, and the team around it was Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal, like
an old.
I think MVP. I think MVP is kind of crazy though. To be honest,
I think the conversations would have been existent. I don't think he would have gotten the award in a way, but I think Jalen's not crazy in the sense that like if he finished out that year with 20 points per game, if he's number 1 seed and they're like 21, 5-5 with the better defender, like you said, 3.64 stocks.
I'm telling you.
He's at least in conversations maybe that he's never been in before. I mean, and obviously would never ever get to that point again. But
Nash won
a 1-year spectacle.
Okay, yeah. So Nash won MVP that year, in which he averaged 15 and a half, 11 and a half on 50, 40, 80, 88. So 50, 43, 88 shooting. But his is obviously just a rare scenario, given that he doesn't put in the numbers, but like just his overall presence automatically makes his team one of the best offenses in the league. I believe the Suns have I don't know off the top of my head, but they have a couple of the best offenses in the league. So
that would just came down to how you value the defense. Because Ron Artest would have been a DPOY. He could have won DPOY that year again, going back. To back.
Yeah, he definitely could have. Yeah, he definitely could have won DPOY. But like I don't know how much they actually value defense, given that Steve Nash won MVP while carrying like the best offense and one of the best offenses of all time.
It certainly would have been. It would have made for a fun narrative, I think, more than anything else. But
yeah, I'm thinking maybe second team All NBA because I'm thinking maybe second team All NBA because like in order it was Nash, Shaq, Dirk, Duncan, AI, LeBron, T-Mac, Wade. So maybe he would have finished in like the mid-late 10s.
Who was first team again? Say it again. First team.
Nash, Shaq, Dirk, Duncan, AI. That's the first 5 guys. LeBron, T-Mac, Wade, Amari Stoudemire, Ray.
So he would have been in that forward spot. He would have been in that forward spot. Him versus Dirk that year would have been fun.
So so this was strictly MVP ratings. Let me scroll down to All NBA. So he would have been against so Dirk and Duncan were the 2 forwards for first team, and then LeBron and KG were the guards forwards for second team. I have a hard time believing he would have beaten any of those 2 guys, given that Garnett had just won MVP the year before. And obviously LeBron is LeBron, so maybe
LeBron was still
that's an uphill battle.
They might have gave him third team. They might have
younger. So maybe they would have done that, but and then the last 3 guys were T-Mac and Sean Marion. So he probably would have been not Sean Marion, but who knows?
Maybe he gets something crazy. Not to switch this around, but this is a good segue into our boy Jaylen Brown is looking like a real MVP candidate. If you guys want to talk about. Legit
MVP candidate. I don't know about
MVP candidate.
So this is where
there's no chance.
Hang on. So this is what Chilltown would like come in and defend that take, because he would his whole thing is he's in the conversation. And then Mars flips out saying like no, he's not in the conversation, because like he said there were like 4 guys last year that were in there. He mentioned Jaren Jackson Jr., he mentioned LeBron, he mentioned, and then he was like, no, the only 2 guys that are in the conversation are Shai and Jokic. Those are the only 2 guys who can win MVP. Those are the only 2 guys.
I don't even think Jokic is in the conversation, because if OKC keeps winning at this pace, even though I think Jokic is a far superior player than SGA, I really don't think it's a conversation. I don't even think SGA is a top 3 player in the league personally. How
are you still on this train that he's not a top 3 player?
He's not better at basketball than Jokic. He's not better at basketball than Luka. He's not better at basketball than Giannis. Like he's just not. He's not better at basketball.
He might be better at basketball than Luka.
He's definitely better at basketball than Luka. It's not the same at all. He's better. He's a significantly better scorer, and he's a significantly better defender. Like those are the 2 most important things.
This defense
is off the charts. Like this dude is like a surgeon, man.
I could shoot 50% if I play next to J-Dub, Chet, and them boys, and the way they run their offense. Like it's not impressive when you see what he's doing on the court in terms of some of what the other guys are doing. He doesn't play make for his teammates like the other guys. He doesn't create opportunities for his teammates like the other guys. His defense is the most overrated thing ever. His defense, he's not an all NBA caliber defender. He's not an elite defender.
No, probably
He's
not.
a
But
good
if
defender.
the Thunder are an all-time great defense, if you put Luka on that defense, they would not be a top 5.
They'd still be a great defensive team.
They would not be top 5 defense if they were Luka and
Lou
Shai.
Dort is phenomenal. Chet,
Yes, he is.
phenomenal. You know,
All those-
AJ Mitchell's been crazy. Literally,
Yep, he has been.
SGA is the worst defender on the starting lineup,
Is he?
without a
Maybe.
doubt. Without a
That
doubt.
doesn't make him
What's that
bad.
really saying?
Is
Doesn't
he
make him
worse than
great.
Kaysen? No, I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
He's also the best offensive player in the lineup. So like,
Sure, 100%, but he's the worst defensive player.
but he's not a bad defensive player. It's not
He's
like
a
he's
very
trying
good
to
I
defender.
just think he's great. I just don't think he's a great defender.
Well, objectively, like, and trust me, like, and I know these advanced stats can, definitely, what do you call it? Be misleading, but like, he is in like the upper 90th percentile, which I know, like the pushback to that, I saying like, well, like he wouldn't be that good like on another team, and I agree with that he wouldn't be that good a defender on another team. But however, we've seen Luka hurt his teams defensively. He's not really doing that so much with the Lakers this year. But like, I don't think the Thunder would be a top 5 defense if it was Luka instead of Shai there.
And their offense would be better.
I think
How much better can he get though?
How much better can Shai? Like
Chet might be putting up like 24 and 10 next to Luka. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get a bump. I think Lou Dort gets a bump. I think everybody gets a bump playing next to Luka.
They already got a bump. Like,
but do you think that team's better? Do you think that team's better with like if you just did a swap SGA for Luka, you think this team is better?
Oh, you put Luka on that team with the SGA. They're undefeated right now. They're undefeated. They get one less loss, baby. One less loss with Luka. I think Luka's the better basketball player. I just think Shai's in the most perfect fit.
I don't disagree.
One of the most all-time perfect fits for his play style, his skill set.
So,
they built that team amazing around him.
So like and like I agree that I say I don't disagree. I agree with that to an extent, because if you want to build the perfect defense around Shai, that they did exactly that. They molded, like they got the double bigs, they got Lou Dort, they got Caruso, they got Kaysen Wallace. They got a lot of great defense. Like they got a lot of great defense. Jalen mentioned he's the worst defender on his team. He's probably not even a top 5 defender on his team. So I'm with you. I'm definitely with you there. But the thing is that if you go through each of those guys, Lou Dort was known to be a bad only defensive specialist before Shai really became the superstar and like created that space for him. Chet Holmgren was technically a number 3 pick, but everyone had their doubts about him. Ihard's one of the worst offensive floor spacers in the league. So, but the Thunder still have the best offense in the league, and it's based on the back of Shai. So, I'm someone who has nitpicked Shai's game for years, given that he and Tatum were compared to each other for about a year or two before Shai jumped over him big time. But I just really don't see an argument for Shai being outside the top 3. I personally have.
I could be wrong, but I could be wrong in this. Maybe I just don't see. Every time I watch Shai play, the eye test doesn't match the numbers. And maybe there's a bias somewhere, but I'm Canadian. He's Canadian too, so I should have a positive bias towards him, if anything. But it's just like that. Like when you see the numbers he's putting up, the efficiency, phenomenal. The record of his team, and you watch him play again, great. His footwork, getting to his spots, the mid-range shooting, 3-point shooting, getting to the foul line, all great. But when I watch him play, and I watch again a Luka play, a Jokic play, a prime Tracy McGrady play, those guys just look better. Obviously, the numbers again. You take a prime Tracy versus this version of SGA, the efficiency metrics don't stack up. But obviously, error and all that. But when you watch it, when you watch a prime T-Mac game, you watch a prime SGA game, I don't see how you leave that game saying SGA is better.
Okay, so he fails the eye test for you. Is it like the lack of athleticism? Maybe
No,
I'm not saying obviously he's an athlete, but I'm just being like, do you need a little more?
I mean, he's not. Hey, as the kids say these days, he's peak Shai, peak Jordan. The only difference is athleticism. That's what the kids are saying these days. The only difference is athleticism. Everything else is right there. Right. Hey, they even saying he's a better mid-range shooter, better 3-point. I mean, he's definitely a better 3-point shooter, better free throw shooter. You know what I mean? It's not. Again, it's not necessarily the athleticism, because I think Duncan passes the eye test. Like you still see his impact on the court.
But you say that. I feel like a lot of people don't think that Duncan does pass the eye test that well. I think that tends to be one of the grips against him, is people tend to be like, well, you compare like Kevin Garnett straight up to Tim Duncan. eye test, and
Yeah.
it's hard not to go with KG 10 times out of 10, in my opinion.
That's true. Maybe that is he does have a little bit of that Duncan thing where his game is slow and boring to a lot of people. No, that's actually fair.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad
Tim the guards.
description
Yeah, Tim Duck in the
because
guards.
he is kind of methodical too. He's
Very methodical.
very fundamental. His footwork is great. He's very methodical, like you said. He gets to his spots. He knows where he wants to be. He knows where he wants to put up his shots.
He's not that explosive. His first step isn't the
right. I mean, his first step. I think his first step is great, but like he's not like a super explosive athlete. He's not like Russell Westbrook or something. Like I think that's what makes Shai super unique, in my opinion, is a lot of this stuff kind of added together. But it's
the stuff
yeah, I don't know. I really like what he's done, to be honest. So I guess I'm having a hard time holding anything against him right now because he's really, really impressing me a lot.
I just think that he's the best ball handler in the league and also the best driver in the league, which forces him to be able to get to a spot at any point. And he is. I don't know how good he is compared to other mid-range shooters. Obviously, if you go through the list, obviously, yeah, Luka's up there, Ant's up there, KD is still very high on the list. But I personally still have. I'd probably put Shai on number one. Honestly, if I'm being honest,
Jaylen Brown is actually
obviously.
Don't forget JB. JB's been like first in field goals.
I'm pretty sure he's first. Yeah, it might be JB first and Shai too. So yeah, no, they say that.
Yeah. That's our boy. We gotta shout him out every time we get.
Of course we do. Yeah. It's very hard to. Between like just like those added features. I know he's not the best passer in the league, but like I think it's kind of like similar to Curry, to where teams have to constantly collapse on him given his presence. So like which he's not as good as Curry as far as it goes for like offensive impact, because Curry obviously stretches the floor more and 3 points is more than 2. But it's the same to an extent to where like he leaves his teammates open because he's able to get to the hole so quickly with his first step, with how tight his handle is, and then be able to pass it and be able to get his teammates open, while also even if his teammates aren't open, he'd still shoot the three. He still shoot the mid range better than anyone else in the league.
Yeah, well, this is definitely true, and that gets me leading to kind of a hypothetical that I guess I have to ask you guys. I'm kind of curious. Now, we're gonna kind of talk about Jordan and SGA because that's just where these conversations are going to lead to naturally, given the production, what he's doing. This is just kind of that conversation that's inevitable. But my curiosity comes in with if Jordan's situation was different, say like if you replace Danny Ainge with Michael Jordan on the '86 Celtics, like what kind of production does Jordan end up having? What does he look like? Something like Shai? Does he become even more efficient?
Well, he doesn't average the amount of points he did with the Bulls. Like he's not averaging 38 like he did with the Bulls, is because that Boston.
Sure, but is he a hyper efficient 30?
I'd imagine his efficiency goes up. What, play next to Bird? I mean, it's naturally.
Logically speaking, yes, but that's not always what happens in practice.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just if put in that type of situation, if he was given the type of situation that SGA, because we talked about how he's a perfect fit, I just wonder if Jordan had that type of scenario.
I think Jordan had a perfect fit team too. I think Scottie Pippen's the perfect player to put next to him. I think having Ron Harper, in the early days, Charles Oakley in that era was perfect for him. And then having Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, I think he was optimized to the fullest. I don't think putting a Hakeem Olajuwon next to Jordan is optimizing him. I think they'd win games, obviously, but I think it might take away from some of the things he showcased.
So
that's sure. Go ahead. Go. No, you're good, man.
Yeah, so that is a good comparison because the Bulls were built like he's like people always argue who had more help, LeBron or Jordan, and the answer is Jordan had more help on defense, LeBron had more on offense. So it's just kind of tough to think about here, but like in Jordan versus Shai, they're both similar in the sense that both of their GMs built defense first teams. So and then let Jordan and Shai be the offensive engines to totally cook, and it worked for the Bulls, and it has been working for the Thunder, given that Shai has been able to carry an all-time great offense. So they're obviously not on the same level, given that Jordan's offense was significantly better than Shai's, but who knows how long this is gonna sustain for. How we doing, Tony?
There we go. There's the legend.
I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I'm in something, anything.
My apologies.
No
I think I made it just in time for the Jordan Shai nonsense.
Hey, the kids are talking. The kids on Twitter, TikTok are talking about their boy Shai. And look, I don't think Shai's the top 3 player in the league right now. But to the Jordan Shai thing, they're bringing up the efficiency, better mid-range shooter, better 3-point shooter, better free throw shooter. What do you guys say to that, Fluent? Talk to the kids, man. They're saying peak Shai, peak Jordan, especially if he wins 74, 75 games and a championship this year. Woo! That conversation.
Wait. Aren't all of those things you just said?
Yep.
At the end, how many games they winning a championship? I thought that was a team accomplishment. Is that
it is? I don't agree with it. I'm telling you what the kids are saying. When do I don't agree with it. Yeah, I'm never with the team championship. I always think championships and team sports are the most overrated thing. I'll say that to the day I die. Incredibly overrated. But for, again, what the kids are saying and the narrative that was used for a long time, peak Shai season, peak Jordan season, they're going to have a conversation. What do you have to say to that?
I don't know why you're putting it on me. Like I'm the defender of truth. So I would say make your case for which seasons are you picking, or season. If you're saying one season, that's fine. Which season are you comparing?
Well, okay. Hey, peak Jordan, man, peak Jordan. I think it's going to have to be again, this is saying that OKC wins the championship this year. That whole logic and narrative, them winning a championship, having a great playoff run. It's going to have to be a championship year for Jordan, even though I think 88 Jordan is probably the best version of Jordan. So 90, what would be 90? 93? The year before
I think
retired.
that 93. So I think 93 Jordan was the best Finals Jordan. Not only I think that's pretty universal, but I think the 91 Jordan is probably the best, because that was probably out of the 6 championships, so it was probably his best playmaking season.
So let's start there. So I want to be clear. We're just saying one season versus one season.
Yep.
Is that correct? Okay. So keep going. Because I'll tell you, listen, I want you to make your case for both sides. So I'll let the Boston boys be Jordan. I'll let you be SGA, and then I will tell you the truth.
Okay, so I guess we'll make the case. For the record, I do not believe this. I'll put this out there. I want to slip on. Yeah. All right. You got Shai here. All-time greats, even with the efficiency. I think from 3, shooting 40+% from 3, mid-range, leading the league. I think for guards and mid-range shooting. You have his free throw shooting, getting to the line at a clip at an all-time rate. And then you have his team.
Whoa, hold on. Getting to the line at an all-time clip. Isn't he only getting to the line like 8-9 times per game?
Yeah.
8-9 times per game.
Jordan was getting 10, 11, 12, 13 times per game.
But how many times were they driving? I think it'd be interesting to look at how to. Are we just looking at how many times? Yeah, how many? Are we just looking at how many times they're getting to the rim, or you're looking at? I mean, with that Shai, he's sitting out a lot of fourth quarters too, right? They're blowing out every team, so is he having the same opportunity, right? So a guy getting to the line 12 times a game versus a guy getting to the line 9 times a game, you could say in much less time or in less, in less drives to the basket.
But then you're going to get into, if you go down that road.
Yep.
I'm just to play devil's advocate. If you're going to go down that road, then you're going to have to talk about, but also there was a lot more big men in Jordan's era. They didn't have a defensive 3-second rule. So even though he would beat his man off the perimeter, he'd always have to deal with a Ewing, a Mourning, a Olajuwon, heck, even a Mark Eaton. As much as people want to say big, dumb, slow Mark Eaton, dude was like 7'10", and had like 6 blocks per game. So like he was when you didn't have to move laterally, when he didn't have to go out and guard 3-pointers like today, he'd have to go out and guard Jokic. He'd be cooked. But that being said, for that era, for that time and style of play, that was a pain in the butt to have to deal with. Like you're getting to the rim and you got to deal with a guy who legitimately, he was 7'4", 300 pounds, and he would knock you on your butt. So are you going to take that into account too when you do those other things?
I think 100% needs to be taken into account.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Without a doubt. But I mean, when you're looking at even just the carry numbers, shooting 55% from the field, 44% from 3, 88% from the free throw line, almost in that 50, 40, 90 if he gets his free throw up a little bit. And doing it, taking 19 shots a game, super impressive. And again, leading this team to an all-time, possible wins record, being a good defender on an all-time great defense. So offensively and defensively, checking both marks there.
Sorry. Talk to me about SGA's defense. I'm sorry. Tell me what you do.
Again, good defender, not Jordan's level. No, I'm not.
We talked about this before you got here, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I said
this way.
Yeah, no, again, he told me to play it. I did say he's the worst defender in the starting lineup for the OKC Thunder, right? That just goes to show how good he is defensively. I just think, again, the scoring with the efficiency, versus peak Jordan. I mean, hey, bring up Jordan's raw numbers. Let's compare the numbers. We can do the era thing. The season averages plus whatever it is. We'll compare them up.
Raw numbers are pretty close. Besides, obviously, I mean,
all right. So let's start. If we're going to do a comparison, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll use 91 Jordan. 91 93.
91 Jordan. You're going to use 91 Jordan.
Yeah, I'll use 91 Jordan.
And you're using 2020. This is let me just tell you, this is the reason why I tell you why I don't rank active players in all-time lists. Because one, look at what we're doing. We're trying to compare a guy 30 games into the season and say, if he does this, if he does that, if he does those, are we going to have a conversation about this all-time great who had the better season? We're 30 games into the season. Dude could fall off his skateboard tomorrow and not play another game, or he could average 20 points per game the rest of this. Like, there's so many variables, but I will humor you guys.
Didn't we do this 4 or 5 years or 5 years ago with Harden? Now, how long has it been? Or 6 years ago with Harden when he had that great run?
So,
sorry, go, Chris.
Yeah, but and I agree with that notion, because people were saying the same thing about Embiid. Now he's having the best offense season of all time in 2024, just for him to completely fall off. So it's literally the same exact thing.
Whether it's a season or a career, Dwight Howard
career is different.
You guys might be too young to remember, but the first 3 years of Dwight Howard, we were talking about how he might be the greatest center of all time. No one's saying that now. No one's saying that now. We were talking about at the beginning of this season, 2 weeks in. Oh my gosh, can Luka and Reeves average 40 and 30 a night?
I mean, anyone who thought that was sustainable is just ridiculous. But hey,
that's my point. So
shout out to the Rays though. Hell of a season.
All right, so go ahead. So statistically, what are we looking at statistically for 91?
So in the regular season in 91, Jordan averaged 31.5 points, 6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2.7 steals, 1 block, 2.5 turnovers on.
What was the true shooting?
Yeah, I'll do true shooting after you do the other two. So 53.9% from the field, 31.2% from three.
Sorry, what was from the field?
53.9.
53.9.
And then 85.1 from the free throw line. And then true shooting, give me 1 second, is
shoot from 3?
31.2.
Oh, 31.2.
And then true shooting is
you should use the previous year when he shot like 38% from 3. But anyways,
in 1990, no. Okay, I'll check that in a second. But yeah,
89-90 was 37-38, and 90
was he really? Okay,
it was 35. Anytime he averaged more than 2 a game, he shot 35% or plus. Every season he averaged more than 2 per game. Yeah,
and then 60.2. Yeah, so 60.5 true shooting percentage. And I also want to check out the true shooting plus, which is more accurate, factored into error in my opinion as well.
What was his PER?
PER was 31.6.
Okay.
And then Shai, let's do the same thing for Shai.
Let's do the same thing for Shai.
So are we doing this year or doing 2025? If we want to do the full season, it doesn't matter to me.
No, they're saying this season. So we're doing
this season.
We want to do the season? Okay, cool. Yeah. So Shai is currently averaging 32.8 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.4 steals, 0.7 blocks, 1.7 turnovers, 55.6 from the fields, 44.3 from 3.
Damn.
88.1 from the free throw line.
Nasty. It's nasty. Work.
That true shooting going to be crazy.
68.6 true shooting.
Woo!
And 33.6 PER.
Woo! Hey, are the numbers live? The numbers are saying this season of SGA is better than Jordan.
The numbers are saying this is what the numbers are actually saying. Okay. So this is unbiased numbers are saying. Offensively, as a scorer, what they're saying. Oh, sorry, I do apologize. What was the pace in 91?
The pace. Ooh.
That's cool.
Let's can I find that on each individual page, or basketball reference, or is that like a different site that I could find that on?
On basketball reference, if you go to the team, it'll show you the team's pace.
Oh, the team. Okay, got it. Okay.
Or you can show the average, because I wanted to know the team's pace versus, like, I can see that. I know what the pace is, but that doesn't really tell you how the team is playing. That just tells you how the league was playing on average.
So the pace for the Bulls in 1991 was 95.6, which was 19th in the league.
Okay.
And the Thunder this year is 99.6, which is 17th in the league as well. But it's also different because did I say the Bulls were 96 or were 17th as well?
19th. You said 19th.
19th. Okay, yeah, and the Bulls were 19th out of 27. The Thunder is 17th out of 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, points per game too. It's interesting because the Bulls scored 110 points per game in 91.
The 110 points per game, yeah.
Oh, that's so much higher than I thought. That's wild.
Which was seventh in the league. And
on the 19th highest amount or lowest, I guess. So almost bottom of the league in what's good, Aaron? Bottom of the league in pace, so per possessions, but one of the top 10 teams in scoring. Which
they were also first in offensive rating.
First in offensive rating. Well, there you go. That makes a lot of sense. So what you're telling me is SGA is averaging 1.3 more points on a team that gets 4 more possessions per game, shooting approximately, how many threes is he shooting? 6 per game?
Shai or Jordan?
Okay. I know Jordan was averaging 1.5.
Shai is averaging, I'm thinking probably like, was it 6? 5.0 on the dot.
5? Okay. Yeah. So he's shooting, so his team's getting 4 more possessions per game. He's shooting 4 more threes.
And he's shooting less shots than Jordan, though.
Jordan was shooting what, 21?
Jordan 22.4, and I think SJ shooting 19.6.
19.4 for Shai, and is it 22.4?
Just check. I don't trust his
22 points. Let me see.
22.4 for Jordan and 19.4
yeah,
for
so he's shooting 3 more shots than Shai.
Three more shots, but 4 less threes.
Yeah, hey.
Average 1.3 more points per game. So that's fine.
That's close. Like to me, once you take the shots and threes, that's
now that means that SGA is having an all-time great scoring season. Okay. Now, if you look at percentages, 100%. They're higher in field goal percentage, higher in three-point percentage, higher in free throw shooting percentage, higher in true shooting percentage. So give him credit. He's doing it on a more efficient clip. Now, do you take into account the defense that is being played against him?
Yeah, that's
in 91. It was still clutchy, grabby, and it was on the downside as things
also
were down, right?
Also, Shai isn't facing the best defense in the league. Jordan is, because the Bulls were a great defense, but they weren't as good as the Thunder, and they weren't the best defense in the league at the time either.
It's true.
So, but then it's Jordan's 6 assists to his 4.7.
Right.
So offensively, Jordan is so collectively, points and assists, Jordan is doing a better job offensively, or his own scoring and creating for his teammates collectively. They're the first rated offense. They are outpacing. Where do they stand in points per game? Are they first in offensive rating as well?
I would imagine so.
Hold on. Jordan averaged 5.5 assists that season, right?
They're second in points per game.
You said 4.7, 5.5.
The Thunder are averaging more assists than Jordan.
The Thunder, by the way, are fifth in offensive rating, second in points per game.
Sorry, can you let me get the correct stats? I thought you said 6 assists to 4.7.
Shai is averaging 6.4
assists.
assists,
6.4.
4.7 rebounds.
Oh, rebounds. Okay, and how many? And Jordan was 5.5 assists or 6?
5.5 assists and 6 rebounds.
Okay, so there you go. So flip that. So SGA is doing a better job now. That also has to do with. I think it's really close. I think you could flip a coin.
It is close. The numbers. It is close.
Because when I look at now, you're saying season, so we're going to get to defense and other stuff in a second. So in terms of offense, can you also? No, okay, it doesn't matter. That's fine. We won't get that nitpicky. So offensive scoring and assists are pretty neck and neck when you adjust for pace, when you adjust for shooting percentages. I guarantee you his teammates are also at a higher percentage than whatever after Pippen. Horace Grant was probably like there's
even like with
scoring, right? No, I'm saying for the one extra assist a game, when you have 4 more possessions and higher, because let's be honest, I've said this before, we are in an era where we have more skill, we have a higher capability of scoring, like their percentages, they're more efficient now. We've learned to shoot the 3 in 91. They still, what were they shooting? 12 threes a game, maybe not even. I don't even think it had hit double digits. Right now we're averaging 37 threes per game. So you're going to get more assists. That's not knocking. Let's be clear. I'm not knocking what SGA is doing. I'm just, again, told you I was going to be impartial and put it in perspective. So I would say offensively, scoring and playmaking and getting your team, I would give the check mark to SGA. So everyone's probably shocked that I said that because they think I'm one way and I'm not. I'm about the truth. So SGA. When we look at on the defensive side of the ball, statistically, we're going to get to other stuff, but statistically, Jordan is clearing with 2.7 steals and 1 block versus I think he's got 2.6 stocks. So total steals and blocks combined, he still doesn't even match Jordan's steals. So statistically, that goes to Jordan. So then you have to get into the non-stuff, right? Into the non-statistical stuff.
Actually.
So, okay, if you're looking at eye test, you're going to go Jordan.
He's more athletic and explosive.
Maybe the most aesthetically pleasing player to ever play the game.
The moves are very similar. SGA does Jordan moves, but slower. He does a lot of Jordan moves, but slower.
You said he failed that. Eye test is one of his biggest issues.
SGA is a slower, less athletic, less strong, right? Just it's not like a Timu Jordan. He's just like a lesser. Everything that Jordan does, he does a little bit less, right? He doesn't jump as high. He doesn't run as fast. He doesn't have. That doesn't mean that he doesn't run fast and doesn't jump high and doesn't have good footwork. He has all of those things, just not to Jordan's level. So eye test goes to Jordan. What was the argument the kids were making? I want to make sure I understand.
Peak SGA is better than peak Jordan. That's what they're saying. Go to SGA.
And Jordan. 1 season peak.
I think they're using last year's championship and then this year because the way he started, and then again, just because the way it really comes to, I think that argument is really going to come down to if this team has the all-time wins record, which again, to me, I don't really care. Again, that's a team accomplishment, but if people want to value that.
Shai was also very underwhelming in the playoffs last year. Let's not forget that. He was,
and that was going to be the next point I was about to make was what about playoffs? Because when we go, he shot
28% from 3.
So
was that close to Jordan? What did Jordan shoot from 3? I'm just saying.
It wasn't as important back then.
Here's the point.
100%.
Listen, the first 3 years of Jordan's career, he shot like 18%, 13% from 3. Okay. But he took 0.5 threes per game.
I was just gonna say,
which means even if he shot 0%, even if he shot 0%, that was 1 halftime heave every other game. It meant nothing. It didn't affect the game. It didn't affect his numbers clearly. So that's where, like, when I see people, like stupid people who like, but Jordan shot 18% from 3 in 84. I'm like, you're a moron. Like, we can't have this conversation because he took 1 every other game. It didn't matter.
The Jordan 3-ball thing, as always, I always thought was kind of dumb in the sense of the game. If Jordan was born in 2000 and played today, he would shoot the 3. He would be good at the 3. He would learn to shoot the 3.
Well, that's why I always bring it up. When he shoots more than 2 per game, he shoots over 35%, which for that time, super high. Heck, in the playoffs, you know that he shoots a higher percentage than the number guy that he's always compared to? He shoots a higher percentage than LeBron James.
The only pushback to that the only pushback to that argument is I'm trying to pull it up right now is there's a stat called it's like 3-point plus. I'm trying to find it right now, but like I'm pretty sure like even compared to his peers, he unfortunately was considered a blowout 3-point shooter. But you could also
Jordan versus peers was average.
So it's 90. So it's on an average scale of 100. His 3-point plus is 95. So just below average. But like it's also got to consider it wasn't as important, and also like a lot of the guys that were shooting threes were just 3-point specialists. So that's again that time.
Steve Kerr, Dennis Scott.
I mean, they got George Gervin on like just talking about it. He's just like, that was a bad shot. That was considered a bad shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The coaches, listen, I tell people I lived through it where I got subbed in, shot 3 threes, made all 3 of them, and got subbed off and yelled at for not getting the ball to the big man. And I went, but I made them. And they're like, doesn't matter. Like that was a very different time. And people would say, well, they should have just shot more. And I'm like, guys, they don't understand. I tell them, I go, you realize there were guys shooting like 40+% from 3. Craig Hodges, Dale Ellis, like there were guys doing it, and even Del Curry, like they didn't why didn't they get them more shots? They thought it was bad. They thought, why shoot 35-40% from 3 like we do now? I think we're at, what are we at, 37% or something? Mm-hmm. Why shoot 35 to 40% from 3 when you can shoot 60 to 70% from the post? You make 65% of your layups. And I'm like, they didn't have the advanced analytics. And then the other part that we don't think about, and I don't mean to go off on a tangent, I do apologize. The other thing we don't is like, do you know what percentage of 3-point shots get fouled?
Probably like at 7%, 10%, or 1%.
Really? 1%. Whereas twos, now this number goes up the closer you get to the rim and down the further you like, if it's a 21 footer. But on average in the 2-point area, it's 15%. So you're 15 times more likely to get fouled shooting a 2 than a 3. Well,
also your point down here.
Any good coach, what is this? There's also have to take into account a lot of them didn't have a 3-point line when they were in college. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. In fact, I think Jordan only had it in his sophomore year for like 13 games. Certain teams had it, certain teams didn't. So it wasn't, most like they came in like Bird, Magic. Those guys came in. Imagine like they came into a league that they never shot a 3 on a consistent basis every single day ever. And they were just like, okay, now it's part of the game. But anyways, that being said, you threw me off what I was saying. Sorry.
You were talking about like the getting fouled on 3.
Getting fouled. So those guys were like, okay, so I'm going to shoot a 3 and miss 70% of them, especially back then, right? Because in the early 80s they were shooting like 30% because they weren't used to it. I'm gonna miss 70% of those shots. Why would I do that when I can get into my big man, get their big man in foul trouble, right? And now I change the whole complexion of the game because the teams were based around their center, most of them. So if I'm going up against the Rockets, if I go inside and get Ralph Sampson and Olajuwon to get 2 quick fouls in the first, that changes the entire game plan for the coach. And now I can do some things differently. We don't think about basketball like that anymore. We literally look at it like some nerd in a computer saying, tick, 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 tick. Well, if you shot 100 3-pointers and only 5 2s, the law of averages would say that you would score points, and that would mean you would win 62% of your games. Cool. What happens when you miss them? Ask any team that got blown out last year. Go look at every blowout last year, every single one. I challenge you. Every single team that lost shot under 20% from 3.
Yeah, live and die by the 3.
Go look at them. So it's I love it because it's the style of play. Like I always say, I love today's game because it's the way I played it, the way that I like basketball. But that's not always the smartest thing to do. And then go look at the playoffs. What happens in the playoffs? All of a sudden, teams are playing defense. Teams are being tough. They're shooting the mid-range. I thought the mid-range sucked. Go watch the Golden State Warriors. When they won their titles, go watch how many mid-range shots they took. Go count how many mid-range shots they took, and you'd be like, "Oh, I thought they were a 3-point shooting team." It'll blow your mind. So that's the stuff that drives me nuts. But anyway, sorry. Back to this peak thing. Yeah, if you're talking about offensively, SJ probably is having a peak for peak right now, on pace to have a peak for peak year as good as Jordan's peak, 100%. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've told people, I think 13 maybe, LeBron might be the greatest season of any player ever in the history of basketball.
13.
It ain't 18, I'll tell you that.
I'm with LeBron. I've been a strong supporter early on for saying 2018 was the greatest.
Then you're both moronic. Then you're both moronic. If you think being swept in the finals and giving up on your team,
see, that's just taking everything out of context. See, that's just laziness. That's just taking everything out of context, not using what really happened.
Did he get swept?
That's crazy.
Did he get swept?
100%. Did he carry the worst team ever to an NBA Finals?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
100%.
No, he didn't.
When Kevin Love was hurt, who do you have on his team? He was starting. His starters were George Hill. His starters were George Hill, Kyle Korver.
You said he carried the worst team ever to the finals.
Without a doubt.
Go ask Moses Malone in the 81 Rockets.
That's a good case. Good case. But, hey, is George Hill starting on that team?
Yes, on the Rockets, 100%. 100%. Everybody is. Matthew Dellavedova is. Yes. Tristan Thompson, yes. All of them are starting.
We'll debate this next week. We'll debate this. Worst team to the finals.
All of them are starting. And he had Kevin Love for more games than he didn't.
You know what? He didn't happen in Game 7 against Boston. I get what Jeff Green.
I'm not blaming him for losing. But what I'm saying is, saying that's your best season when you got swept out of the finals and people question, fine, whether it's true or not, people question your dedication to your team. You can't say that's your best. You can't say that's your best season. You can't.
I just don't think there's been a player who had to carry the load he had to. Especially,
I think in 2013 he was shooting the ball better. He still had better athleticism, even though he was still athletic in 2018. I think it was his peak athleticism, peak shooting. I think that was the best version of him. I think you put 2013 in any other of those seasons, and they win more games than they did with whatever other version of him they had.
2018, the basketball IQ was at the
2013.
top.
That's the year where he was shooting over 40% from three as well.
Yeah.
No, that was the year. But with 2018 too, it's specifically that playoff run though. Like he was shooting that playoff run, he was shooting incredible too.
Listen, 2018, people want to say because he carried. I think that's a load of crap because carrying a team is a mythological bullshit response because you can't do it alone. You had all of those guys had to play a role and do certain things. Now we don't like the names and we don't like this and we don't like that. Doesn't matter. The reality is in 2013, you had peak athleticism of LeBron. So that clears any other year. You had peak defensive LeBron and you had peak 3-point shooting LeBron. That's the most dangerous player that ever imaginable.
I think the 2009 LeBron was better, more athletic than 2013 LeBron.
Yeah, that was athletically.
But he did everything else kind of worse, though, right?
I mean, but 2018,
100%.
That's the pinnacle with everything.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why you guys are doing this. 89 to 93 Jordan is better than all of those. Anyway.
Absolutely nuts. LeBron James in 2018. Highest percentage ever of team points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in the finals run, 32%. Second highest is Kareem.
That's the finals run. We're talking about the entire season.
I hear that, but I think that's why 2018 is held to such a high regard because of that finals run and what he had to do to take that.
Yeah, but he got swept.
The best player he had to the best player he had to
4 or 5 guys on him. Like
him getting swept, people can make the argument, well, that's on him. I thought he was supposed to make his other players better, and instead all he did was score and got his number.
Go against the greatest and most talented team of all time when you have George Hill.
You want to mention how we played the greatest team of all time in the finals. The best player he had to face in the conference finals was DeMar DeRozan. Jason Tatum was 19 years old. Al Horford, Victor Oladipo. These are not Hall of Fame players.
No, but he was playing next to Jeff Green, George Hill, and Tristan Thompson as his guys in a Game 7.
Wait. Sorry.
No other player in NBA history is winning that Game 7 with that team.
Hold on. To get to the finals in every series, they had the first and second best player playing in every series.
Kevin Love missed a couple games in some key spots. Kevin Love missed a couple games in key spots.
They had the best 2 players in every series.
No,
Oladipo was
that's
the
not
best
true.
player. Oladipo was the best player in Indiana. And
Yep.
with all due respect to you in Toronto, DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry do not hold a candle to Kevin Love and LeBron James, period, point blank.
DeRozan weeks ago better than Kevin Love that season.
And then who was the other team that they was it the Nets?
Boston. They beat Boston.
Boston with 19-year-old Tatum and Kyrie Irving hurt. There was no
Tatum, Brown.
Tatum was
19 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah, but that team was solid. But look at who they were playing against.
Hold
Jeff
on,
Green was the starting lineup. Jeff Green.
Time out. If your LeBron people are gonna say LeBron was too young in 2007, he was only 22. But now Jason Tatum at 19 and Jaylen Brown at 19. Hold on. Now those two 19-year-olds without their best player, those ones are okay.
That's the problem. You guys are just looking at names. You're looking at just like the stats and names on teams. You have to look at how they play. You watch the games and how they're playing, how he carries. You watch the games and how LeBron carries that team offensively.
They look like deer in the headlights because they were playing the Cavs. Because they were playing the Cavs with the best player in the world and the second best player who's better than any of them at that point.
That's true. Yeah. Kevin Love looked better. Was better than that. But Kevin Love was even having a great
best two players. If I have the best two players on the court, I win. Yeah. Dude played one first team All NBA player his whole 8-year run in the East. One.
Yeah, only one.
But guess what? Every team he played, all three teams that they beat, the other teams were better than the teams. They were better than Cleveland as a team. Without a doubt.
No way. How can you be better as a team when 20% of your starting lineup is better than anybody on the other team?
Because you won because LeBron James. But okay, take this. You take away LeBron James and you take away the best player off each team. Let's say you take away LeBron James, you take away Victor Oladipo, you take away Tatum, and you take away DeRozan. The Cavs are losing all those series. You can say that about so many superstars in the league.
About every superstar.
No, if you take the best player from one team and the second team, and the one team is losing all three of the series that they won, no, that's never happened. Name another time that would happen.
Never.
Name another time that would happen. Give me another year that would happen.
Jokic is 2023. Jokic is 2023.
I mean, shoot. Let's go look at Jokic in 2023 and look who they played.
They wouldn't. Those teams wouldn't even make it to the playoffs.
That Cleveland team would have made it to the playoffs without him. What are we talking about?
Yes, they would.
They'd make this one.
All right. Anyways, so Peak to finish the point. Peak SGA is on pace offensively only because defensively he's getting cooked. Offensively only to have a season as good as statistically as good as 91 Jordan.
To me, the crazy thing about this is that people just skipped over Kobe. Like that debate is like done for people. People aren't even debating that. They think Peak SGA is just better than Kobe. And because you know why? Because the efficiency numbers are so drastic just because efficiency numbers never really loved Kobe, obviously because of the era too. Just the raw efficiency numbers really go against Kobe. I think I'm telling you, they just skipped over Kobe. Like,
the efficiency really drives me nuts. Because on one hand, from a statistical standpoint, efficiency is important. But for anyone that knows basketball and understands the situations that they were put in, knows an Iverson, a Kobe, Larry Brown is on record as saying, AI, get as many shots up as you can. Everybody else just go get a rebound. Like he's on record saying that was our offense. Go shoot as much as you can. I don't care if you shoot 20%. Kobe was in a similar situation as Jordan, where the triangle offense, people don't understand the triangle offense. Triangle offense is a read and react offense that works on the one side with a two-man game on the other side. And typically they'd be passing around. Everybody gets to touch the ball. And then what happens at about 7 seconds left in the shot clock, they go, oh, shoot, we better get the ball to Jordan or Kobe. They would get it with 4 or 5 seconds left. And then it's like, okay, well, now what do I got to do? Well, you got to get a shot up. And it was just like, okay, they're expected to go, and it hurt their efficiency because as good as the offense was, if you didn't get that shot or that layup early in the shot clock or in middle of the shot clock, you were stuck at the end because it took too long. You can't run the triangle offense in 7 seconds. Like, have you guys ever run the triangle offense?
Yes.
I've never played in a triangle offense.
How long does it take? How long? So, Chris, you coached in it or played in it?
Played in it like 12 years ago.
Okay. How long did it take? How long did it typically get to get to where there was a shot that was, a shot that your coach would be happy with you taking?
Over 10 seconds.
That's the offense. it's just anyone who's played in it knows that you can't. It's not like D'Antoni where it's like 7 seconds. let's go. So that's what hurts the efficiency is that everyone wants to say, oh, they only won because they were in the triangle. Yeah, but his numbers are only that low because he was in the triangle. Like I had this argument the other day with someone who's like, the triangle was put in so that Jordan would shoot less. And I'm like, dummy, he shot more. He got more shots in the triangle than out. The only thing he lost was his assists. He went from 8 assists per game, his last season with Doug Collins, to I think 5 or 6 because he didn't have the ball. He wasn't distributing the ball anymore. Like people have no clue what they're. That's when I know they don't know what they're talking about. But anyways,
It'll be a little test.
I don't know what you guys talked about at the beginning. Did you guys do any trade stuff? I want to end the last
No.
kind of 15, 20 minutes with trade stuff. If I give a player like last week when we had Paul McKeskey on, he got me thinking about Giannis trades.
Yeah. Who do you want? He wanted to trade like 2 Brooklyn Nets picks in order and thinking that they would or two New York Knicks picks.
No, Knicks. He wanted Mikal Bridges.
I was joking.
Bridges, it was Bridges, OG Anunoby, and I thought it was Josh Hart, but it might have been
Deuce McBride. Yeah, he doesn't want to trade Josh Hart.
Sorry. Yeah, McBride, OG Anunoby, and Bridges, and I think the 2 first-round picks for Giannis, which I think was good. Then I heard Atlanta.
Someone said Atlanta. I don't remember the package though.
Chilltown had Atlanta, and he told me he wanted to trade
Jalen Johnson?
Trey Young.
Mm-hmm.
He originally said Jalen Johnson. He's like, no, actually, I want to keep him. But he said Trey Young and 2 other guys and like 5 firsts.
I guess
that makes sense because they get a star back at least. They have a
Trey Young's probably the best player you can get in return for a trade.
Yeah, and then
probably.
And then I keep hearing Toronto, but no one ever wants to say what players would go back.
Probably RJ Barrett.
Oh, don't blow up Toronto. Toronto's on a roll.
No, they're not. They stink.
Keep them going.
Nah, Toronto's solid, and then now with the Franz Wagner injury for Orlando, I'm telling you, a finals run by Toronto is not out of the question.
A finals run?
It's not out of the question. Wait, but Brandon Ingram been hooping.
Playing. You haven't watched the last 2 weeks. Apparently,
His shooting percentage went down, but last game he came back up.
But they've lost 6 of their last 7 games with RJ Barrett out, bro.
No, 100%. But I still think again, a lot of those games were close to. It's not like they're getting blown out.
No, they weren't. They weren't.
No,
they got blown up. Hold on, they got blown up by Charlotte and they got blown up by the Knicks twice.
The Knicks blowout. I just think the Knicks match up really well against the Raptors, and that's just going to be a tough series without a doubt. I just think again especially when Cat's in there too. Toronto gets destroyed in the middle, and Cat's is such a perfect player for that. But I think every other team they could, they match up relatively well, can compete against them. And with the Knicks, it'll just come down to you can get hot at the right time or beat them. But I again, Toronto trading for Giannis makes a lot of sense. But like I said, who would they give up?
I don't think it makes a lot of sense at all. I think it's a horrible trade. I don't think that either team. I think both teams lose. I think if Toronto were to do, and it doesn't solve their problem, I think what Toronto needs to do is package like IQ, Jakob Poeltl, maybe one of their younger guys, a couple of picks. No, not even. They probably don't even have to give up as much as I'm paying, and get Anthony Davis
for 8. I would do that, but I would just ask for Miles Turner with Giannis.
Ooh.
Package Miles Turner with Giannis. Throw in IQ coach.
You won't get Miles Turner.
If you trade away Giannis,
if you get Anthony Davis in Toronto, it solves what they need: a big defense, a defensive big, and another scorer next to BI. And everyone's gonna say, "Oh, but Anthony Davis gets hurt a lot," and you're right. But Toronto probably has the best training staff in the NBA. They worked wonders for Kawhi Leonard. And look what they're doing with Brendan Ingram.
Yeah, he's been healthy.
Brendan Ingram has been an injury-plagued career, and guess what? He's fine. Like Toronto has, I don't know what it is up here. If it's water, the Lake Ontario water, I don't know what it is.
The Bucks are in a tough spot because they're hard capped in the first apron. Like they can't take in much more salary. Like even though they're not over the second apron, like they're still not able to take in more because I don't know what movie they made. I don't know if it's
They can't take on. I think it has to be equal. Whereas if you're below the first apron, you can take on, I think, 10 or 15%.
Yes. So like I just don't. What move was it that they made? Was it the Dame sign? It was the Dame stretch, or is it something else? I don't even know. Or
It was
trade?
it's probably the Dame stretch, but also look, everything they did. The Miles Turner, the re-signing of what's that kid from came Portland? Gary Trent.
Yeah.
But the good thing is their first apron and not second apron. Because first, second apron, it's only player. You can only, if you're bringing in one player, you can only send out one player. You can't bring in 3 for 1. So they're not as bad as they could have been. That apron stuff it's a killer.
It's the worst thing. CJ McCollum needs to be arrested. It was the worst.
Is he the president of the Players Association?
Yeah, CJ McCollum and 2 Celtic legends, Malcolm Brogdon and Grant Williams, also were involved in that deal. Yeah, two geniuses.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, so let's start with Giannis. Just tell me where you want to see Giannis and what are they getting back for him? Jalen.
For Giannis, goddamn. You know what? Yeah, just send him to San Antonio, and they can give up Harper. They can give up Keldon Johnson, picks, Champagne. Maybe I'll give him that. Maybe Vassell too if they need to match money.
RB?
Sure. I have no idea, so I'm going to go with somewhere that no one's thinking about. How about the Indiana Pacers? Let's get them paired up with Tyrese Halliburton. Let's get Pascal Siakam over there. Let's get that pick that they're going to get this season, that first round pick. Let's get him and Halliburton working together next year. Maybe there's some chemistry there, especially after his dad was yelling at him in the game. Yeah.
Imagine you're Miles Turner and you signed with the Bucks. You signed with the Bucks to play with Giannis, and then he gets traded to the
pair him up, send him back too. Send them both back.
Chris.
I don't know how expensive it was, but I'm pretty sure I saw a report the other day. And again, I know how legit it is, but the Giannis bought a very, very expensive house in New York. So I don't know if that means anything. I'm assuming it does, but I also don't know if they're waiting on trade restrictions. But I'm still not going to say them. I'm going to go with the same trade that I made last week and say Minnesota. Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and one other piece. Maybe replace Naz Reid with Jane McDaniels just so you can keep a little more offense in there. For Giannis, maybe like 2 picks probably.
I still like that one because that also sends them to the West.
Yeah,
I think is good. But I think you're going to see Giannis in a Bucks uniform at the end of the season. But
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
With the whole Knicks trade talk too, it just screams and reminds me so much of the Carmelo thing where they gave up too much. With Gallinari, felt like they had a good team going. Where if they just waited, they could have added Melo to a team that had the pieces around him to be more successful. I feel like giving up Bridges, OG, Josh Hart, you take away guys you need to win champions. Josh Hart's a guy.
No, Josh Hart stays. Josh Hart.
Okay. Even a guy Miles Bridges.
It's McBride, Bridges, and OG.
Yeah, but Mikal Bridges is the guy you want on a championship team as that 4th, 3rd guy who's going to do all the little things, play strong defense, hit open shots. His efficiency this year has been incredible. Steals, blocks, he does it all. That's the type of guy.
You think that outweighs what Giannis brings?
But again, OG too as a defender, scorer. I think giving up those guys, it just kind of again Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Giannis. Looks great on paper, but I just think you're giving up a lot of the depth. And we've seen this before when you have a big 3, and then the depth suffers. Again, look at what OKC is doing with how they build their team. Incredible depth. You have your star guys, but you don't sacrifice depth to go get one, right? And again, they would, and the reason why this works is, they chose to keep that pick that got him Jalen Williams. They chose to keep a Jalen Williams or Chet. They got off to trade him for the star player. They chose to keep him and look where they are, right? And I think that model is a model to follow, especially with the cap thing, right? When you trade for these guys, you if it doesn't work, you can't even fix it. You get screwed, with the Bucks with Damian Lillard. They swung for the fences. They did it. It didn't work with the cap situation and all that. You can't really fix it. So I don't know. It's a risk. It's just because the Knicks, to me, on paper, again, great team. And I think they're good enough to make the finals already. And I don't know if they're good enough with Giannis to beat OKC anyways.
And depth is trending right now. Depth is trending.
All right. Anthony Davis, Chris.
AD. I know a lot of people are saying Detroit. I don't think that's going to happen though. Maybe. Gee, I don't know. Yeah. Let me just. You can either skip me or just give me a second here.
Anthony Davis. You know, he's somebody that I would like to see end up like in Miami. If it were,
like that one
next to Bam, in a situation where he maybe Bam plays the 5, he gets to play the 4 again, and we all know how much he likes to be with another big. Maybe there's a situation where they can make that kind of happen. I don't know what pieces they would have to give out. I know Miami doesn't have a tremendous amount of assets, but I feel like that could be a spot where he would thrive potentially.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go to the same team as sending Giannis to. Send him to San Antonio. I think you could get him for like Dylan Harper and a pick, and make the money work with other guys. But I think Dylan Harper is so valuable to teams. What he's been doing this year, I think he's incredible valuable to teams. I think him at the center again.
Are you saying San Antonio should go for Giannis and AD?
No. I'm taking obviously one or the other. Yeah, you get AD. Dylan Harper helps with the
AD and Giannis on the same team.
Mavs move away from the Kyrie thing. They get a young point guard to pair up with Cooper Flag. Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag, I think will be a very interesting pairing. And AD with Victor. We talk about the greatest defensive duo ever, and you have Fox there. I mean, look, I don't think anyone's going to the paint with those two there. This just becomes possible.
All right. Did you figure this?
I sure did. Golden State, Jimmy Butler for Anthony Davis, straight up.
What?
How do you throw in Kuminga? They probably got to throw in Kuminga.
Yeah. They're going to throw in other pieces, but yeah. That'll be like the.
Please take
more though. I like it.
Jimmy's been good this year, though. He's actually been playing a lot better.
He's been good, but however, he's not happy there. Which it's a real shame that Jimmy Butler just happens to be running into bad locker room situations. I don't know. I don't know if he's a bad roommate or if he's always running or if he always has the bad roommates. I have a feeling that he's actually the one that's the bad roommate.
I don't think
when does correlation and causation start to finally go together?
I don't think they drink a lot of coffee in San Francisco is the problem. So sales are probably down. Whereas in Milwaukee, and that might actually make a lot of sense. I actually I like that one. I like that one a lot. I think Anthony Davis will be traded for someone and Vucevic, and he will get his wish to play in Chicago.
That'd be interesting. I just don't know if the timeline fits if they want to win.
Who?
With Chicago.
Chicago doesn't want to win.
That's what I'm saying. I think that doesn't.
They don't.
Chicago never wants to win. Chicago wants to keep. You know what team has the number one attendance over the last 20 years?
Over 20 years, Chicago?
The Chicago Bulls.
Really?
More than the Lakers?
No.
The Chicago Bulls. Because
is the ticket price, you think?
No, they're not cheap.
And in the last 20 years, other than the couple stretch with Derrick Rose,
they
haven't really been good. Like
that's
before,
insane.
it was like Jamal Crawford,
Eddie
Curry. Yeah, that's wild.
Ever since Jordan and the Bulls, it's they're so they don't care. They don't want to win. They don't want to set that expectation of winning. So bring AD home. Just keep selling your tickets. It's another 2-3 years of sellouts. It's insane.
What a business model. It's just never win and still sell.
They're the cheapest team in the league. That's
wild.
They chintz out on everything. He's going to be hurt 90% of the time. They have no training staff. They send you to the walking clinic. You guys have walking clinics, right? So I was just
just went to one last week actually.
Just barely.
Ours are packed these days. That's the problem.
Yeah. Universal healthcare. Yeah, go wait for 4 hours.
Still better, but we got
an intern who tells you here's take some pills.
I don't want to hear it.
Sorry. Trae Young, and you could say, and any of these guys, you can say they're not getting traded. By the way,
the Bucks. I guess
part of that trade.
Yeah,
Trae Young. I think Milwaukee's the best place for him. I think that it makes Milwaukee feel better at the end of the day for getting rid of Young. You end up with a name like Trae Young.
Yeah, you can still sell tickets, right?
Right. You still sell tickets. Him and Miles Turner together. I mean, that could be something.
I'll tell you, I think Giannis would really like Atlanta.
So do I.
Yeah.
Almost too much. It might be too much. I think
it'd work. I think that's where I'd have him.
You move like Dyson Daniels to the point. You got defense around him. Jalen Johnson is like just tearing it up. I think it's a nice fit.
Fun.
Did you have?
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily like the best place for him or fit, but I think Trae Young for Ja Morant just kind of works. Ja Morant's kind of feeling out of it in Memphis. Trae Young's feeling out of it in Atlanta with them playing well without him.
So you think both teams would want to trade a problem for another problem?
I mean, I think both teams want to trade their problem for a guy who's a star in the NBA, can still help their team win. It's just in a bad situation with their team. I get it. Sometimes maybe you are trading for another problem, or you could try to fix that problem.
Right? I don't think Atlanta would do that. Yeah, Memphis would do that. I don't think Atlanta would do that. I'm
torn because on one side I'm like, no, why the hell would they do that? And then the other side I'm like, well, maybe they just both need a change of scenery, and it is kind of from a what bet are you going to get? Right. So yeah, kind of a 1-for-1 Ja for Trae. Not crazy. Not crazy.
That's what Zion, something like that.
Call me Danny Ainge.
All right, last
that light just went out.
Oh, then the light goes out on
him. Yeah, the light goes out on me.
Danny Ainge turned off the light. He's like, don't right. Danny Ainge.
Yes, Danny
Ainge
wasn't having any of that slander.
Here's the last one and most important one of the trades, and then I'm going to get your NBA Cup predictions. Let me pull up the scores on tonight's game so we're not. I'm 2-0, by the way, of yesterday's games.
Nice.
So let me just pull that up oh Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, it's a massacre.
Wow. I knew it was going to be a blowout. I did not know it was going to be that much of a blowout.
This team's insane. OKC's just absolutely insane. Even though it is Devin Booker, less Suns, it's just ridiculous how kind of like even the bench guys are crazy. Yeah, like it's just like the bench guys are efficient for OKC. It's the weirdest thing. They just have these guys we've never heard of.
I just found something new on my MacBook. It said, "Hey, try this split screen," and so now I have. This is amazing. Okay, anyways, you're not amazed because you don't see what I'm seeing, but my screen right now looks amazing. Anyways, that being said, we're gonna get to the NBA Cup in a second. The last one. Where do the Buffalo Braves trade CP3 to?
Why would they just buy him out and let him go wherever he wants?
Because then they get nothing in return.
Yeah, just send him to OKC for a second round draft pick.
I agree.
Let him get his ring.
They are such a lame franchise for treating their players like this. Like I feel like this is bad.
I disagree.
Really?
100,000,000%.
I don't know. I feel like the Clippers, like CP3, given it that he had a history with them and stuff. I don't know. Seems like bad taste in the mouth kind of thing.
Who's OKC's 13th man? They could replace him with CP3.
Yeah.
It's okay. So first, let's deal with. I agree with everybody. I think OKC makes sense. He'll get his courtesy retirement ring. And I hope no one says, "Oh, he's got a ring now. He's an all-time great." He's not.
An all-time great without a ring, but
No, but you know what I mean.
I know, yeah. But does Gary Payton get that too? Even though he did play more.
Gary Payton did more in Miami than Chris Paul would do in OKC.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. But he wasn't like Gary Payton wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't Gary Payton.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So when we give a ring to him, it's like, eh.
Yeah, no one. I don't think
it would be similar, but yeah, just a smaller degree. Yeah,
it would be even less than Gary Payton's. Yeah,
it's like Jason Kidd's ring too. I just want
of course,
did more though, obviously, but yeah.
Well, Jason Kidd at least was a starter.
Yeah,
it's just him winning a ring in New Jersey would have been his ring.
Sure. Yeah, that was Dirk's ring. Like let's be honest. Okay. So I think we're all in agreement. Anybody else think anything else other than OKC?
No.
So OKC will give him the farewell tour that he rightfully deserves as they win 75 games, another championship, whatever. That's great. I'm happy for everybody involved.
The Lakers got him. Does LeBron let bring a friend here, give him a tour?
And a boat going.
They could. I think. I think, but then it's like
Clippers fans will come to the arena.
There's a storyline. There was a storyline there of like the trade that never was. He finally ends up in a Laker uniform and he can end his career there. So yeah, that would be a secondary thing. I don't think it helps the team. I don't think he helps any team anyways. But
yeah.
But that being said, you're right and you're wrong. The Braves are the worst NBA franchise in history. That I agree with you, but they didn't do anything wrong to CP3.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Ty Lue, what he said just wasn't a fit.
CP3 got exactly what he deserved. He went in as a courtesy to the Clippers to have his farewell tour. I'm telling you, I think they already told him they were going to cut him. And then he said, this is going to be my last year. I'm retiring, to make it harder on them to do it. But you cannot be undermining the coach. You can't be going to a veteran team, because it's not like they're a bunch of young guys. You can't be going to a veteran team talking behind coach's back and saying, you know, talking shit about everything. And you can't be caught talking to head coach's girl in the tunnel. Period. I don't care if they know each other. I don't care if it's a sister. I don't care. You can't. So he got exactly what he deserved. He's been a jerk his whole career. He's been an a-hole his whole career. Everybody has said he thinks he's this little general dude that is bigger than he actually is, better than he actually is. And he's always talking crap about everybody, making fun of everybody, right? Like, even if you remember that clip with Steve Kerr where he's like he's not a nice guy. So you know what? Good for Ty Lue. Good for Ty Lue to say FCP3. If you haven't seen that clip yet, he did. And you know what? You got what you deserved. He should have been a veteran. Should have shut his damn mouth. Been happy to have his farewell tour, averaging 3 points per game in LA, and been a good cheerleader, because that's what he was brought in to do. And I don't care if it's CP3, ABC, Elemental P. That's your role. Do it.
And the retirement tour thing. Shout out to Big Ox who said it's not PC2. Like, the whole retirement tour, like certain players, I think, get a year. Like, say Kobe, I think Jordan got one too. He had the old All-Star thing.
I don't think he deserves a whole year, but whatever.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, a player could get, you know, a month, the last month of the season. You know what I mean? Where you start talking about, you don't need a whole year. I wonder if CP does need a whole year. It's, again, legend.
That's why I believe he knew he was on his way out, and he said it to make it harder, because, oh my God, look how bad. And here's the thing: I don't think they would have released the reasons why if it wasn't for the fact that they looked bad. How do you do this? It's his farewell retirement thing. It was all this beautiful. So I think had that not been the case, it's just, hey, we released him. He's an old player and he's done. But because it's always back on the Clippers, it's a retirement. They're like, sorry guys, we got to tell you the truth. Here's all the things this dude was doing. Like, he was doing it. He forced their hand, and they had to release him. They're already having a bad season as it is. You don't need that in your locker room as well, because they're thinking, hey, if we can get healthy, maybe we can go on a run. I don't think so. They're the Clippers, but
true enough.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Does that change your opinion, Ori, or you still think?
Yeah, you know what? I'm 100% swung, actually.
Nice.
Because I guess I didn't realize some of those facts. I didn't realize some of those pieces, and yeah, no, that being the case, screw him.
Yeah,
and he's not. And you're right. He's not that loved. Like, you know, I think people respect that he at his peak, like he was guy, point guard. Like, he's respected, but he's not necessarily loved. Like, I think Westbrook is going to be more loved. Let's talk about Westbrook, right? He's just like,
absolutely.
Loved. Whether, you know, even his haters. That's the thing about Westbrook. Even the people who don't like him, there's something about his game you still love. You know, there's some players that, you know, you just. All right, whether
I've been a Westbrook critic since he won MVP. Like, I've been someone who said like he's not a winner, but everything. But even now, I'm like, oh no, I respect this guy. He's
there's something about it. Some players, just,
and also, so my co-teacher last year, apparently he's friends with Westbrook's agent's assistant. So he was at so like a couple of people were moved, but like and like the agent couldn't like make an event, so like the assistant had to go. He said he's like the nicest guy ever.
Hear that. Yeah. You know what it is about him? I'm the same thing. I'm critical of his game and his ability to win the way that he plays, but at the same time, I respect a guy who goes 100 miles an hour 100% of the time. Like, there is no quit. He's just like, go. And that's the way he plays, and that's the only way he knows how to play. And there are times when I would say, man, if he knew how to just a little bit of change of pace, like if he just go 75% here, then go 100, like he'd be even better. And that would, I think, actually win more. But then you look at it and it's like, dude, every time he had a triple double, they won the game. Like, every time, like I don't necessarily think it was his fault now when I look back. And this is why I keep harping on why I like to go back after the fact and look at it holistically at a career and be like, because in the moment we're so critical of every mistake. and probably too appreciative sometimes of every good thing. Where it's like when you go back and look at it holistically, I think we're going to look back and be like, damn, like you didn't realize what we witnessed with this guy. Like no one had averaged a triple double in a million years, and he did it like 3-4 years in a row.
He's had another one last night. He had another one a couple days ago, and like a great triple double, like 17, 12, 14. He's been great this year. Go watch it. Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good, so athletic. Like I think we missed out. I think we missed out.
100%. I think he's the type of player. I think he's the type of player where like the pieces around him just have to be such a perfect fit. Like with Draymond Green, everything has to be perfect around him to be as optimal.
Yeah.
I think Westbrook clearly a better player, but you just have to get the really right. Like him next to LeBron, Jokic. It's not to his best. Like he's not optimizing those situations.
Well, Jokic was
even Jokic. He was fine, but he wasn't at his best. I don't think
nobody's really better with LeBron. But Jokic,
Haterad's crazy. Haterad's crazy.
It's
not Russell's one of those guys where like,
dude, I'm sorry, hold on.
There's guys who have career years with LeBron and they leave and they turn into dust.
Who?
Mo Williams leaves LeBron, dust.
He was better before.
He was better. That's insane. He became an all-star with LeBron. His game elevated with LeBron.
Okay, Chris Bosh.
This thing, Chris Bosh.
Yeah. Jalen, you know what, Jalen, I'll give it to you. Yes, he did make Mo Williams better when George Bush was president. I'll give you that.
Yeah, what I'm saying, no. This one flip. So when the star players come to play with LeBron, the Chris Boshes, Dwayne Wade, things like that, they have to take a step back, with their game. But that's optimal for team winning. Chris Bosh, if he was averaging 24 and 10 like he did in Toronto and Miami, they're not winning. Chris Bosh became an elite defender, I think, in Miami.
Why not?
Okay, one, I don't think his scoring efficiency, the way he scored in Toronto, was going to be beneficial for Miami winning. I don't think the way he was playing in Toronto is going to create an atmosphere for you winning a championship.
If every player has to sacrifice their game for you, that even if there's one example, okay, but for the most part, if every player has to sacrifice their game for you, that means you're a great player, but you're not making them better.
It's not sacrificing. It's realizing what's best for the team, though. No, it's sacrificing, but they're doing it not because for LeBron. They're realizing it's for the best of the team.
Have you ever heard my quote on this?
Well,
LeBron helps because people always say he makes his teammates better, and my argument is always that's false. LeBron makes his teams better. He makes his teammates less.
So I think LeBron makes very poor NBA, like borderline. I don't want to say back on NBA, but less than average NBA players, average to good. He makes average NBA players good. He makes good NBA players great, but he makes great or all-star level NBA players
good,
statistically good or statistically less. That's what it is. LeBron's best making guys like Tristan Thompson, Matthew Dellavedova, and those boys exceed their ability.
You cannot make an All-NBA team if you're LeBron's teammate.
I think Anthony Davis. I mean, couple exceptions. I see what you're saying. Anthony Davis, I think made one or two. I'm pretty sure.
He made first team All-NBA in 2020.
Yeah. D Wade
in 23 years. The 23 years are going to give me what, 3, 4?
I mean, how many? Other than that, how many All NBA caliber players? I mean, I know Chris Bosh and Kevin Love had to take a step back from the All NBA days, but it won him a ring. Kevin Love could have been, maybe an 8-time All NBA players, but he would have won a championship playing the way he did in Minnesota.
He would have been an 8-time All NBA player with contracts. So
would have had 4 NBA finals.
Go ask Gilbert Arenas. Go ask Jason Williams. Would you rather have
Kevin Love still has multiple play days though?
Yeah, I mean, but Kevin Love's not making 4 finals. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving's not making multiple finals.
Who cares? Who cares about win culture? Remember? Who cares?
I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. Some people want to win. Some people just want to
no.
Put up stats on a bad team. Put up stats on a bad team. You want to win.
To defend him, you have to contradict yourself or him.
No, I'm not. How am I contradicting myself?
I said or him.
Yeah, I'm not contradicting.
Rings don't matter. It'd be better if he was an 8-time All-NBA player with max contracts.
No, but it's all about the context of it. It's not that rings don't matter. I think rings are overrated. Not that they matter. Rings are overrated because
you want to go to 4 finals and lose 3 of them and be gifted 1.
But now we have to look at the context of what happened. In any of those finals, were they favored? In any of those first finals, Kyrie, Kevin Love were hurt. See, that's the thing. People, I don't even know why people bring up that loss. Those guys were hurt. And then you go up against Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and the greatest team ever assembled. You know what I mean? Like the context is so important. You put LeBron, let LeBron play the 1990 Lakers or 91 Lakers, destroying them. That Lakers team was old. That Lakers team was over the hill and old. Stop it. Imagine
what they were young.
It was over with.
They were young.
They were no Kareem on that team. No Kareem on that team.
Vlade Divac
Magic
was
Johnson.
21. Eldon Campbell was 19. Byron Scott was hurt, but he played a little bit. James Worthy was 28. Magic Johnson was 31, and finished second in MVP voting. Anyone who says they're old doesn't know basketball.
They were not the Pat Riley flying and wheeling.
No, but they were the best team that came out of the West.
They were on the downturn. They weren't even close to their peak. Were they anywhere near their peak? No.
James Worthy, Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson was like in his peak. Like the only reason
it wasn't last good year, but he was hurt that finals too. He was hurt that finals too.
Not hurt. Everybody's hurt in the finals.
Magic Johnson was not.
Magic was not hurt in those finals.
I want to mention how good James Worthy was that year because he was in the downturn too. He was not his best.
No, James Worthy had a career year.
Timeout. 91?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yes.
Hold up.
That team was young and on the uprise. Magic had just won 2 MVPs and finished second to Jordan, and probably should have won that one. And he was in the middle of his peak. He wasn't on the downturn.
1991, James Worthy.
The downturn started in July. He contracted HIV.
Okay, so James Worthy in 91 shot his worst from the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In his 10th season in the NBA, that was his worst shooting season ever in the NBA. And it was averaging the same amount of points he did for the past 5-6 years. That's insane. So it was a down year for James Worthy. 100% was down to James Worthy.
Field goal percentage?
I mean, hey, I'm looking at numbers right now. Yes, we are. It's three. I mean, I'm looking at all of his numbers right now. That was not a peak James Worthy. We can go watch some film because there's no way 91 is peak James Worthy from what I'm seeing here.
That team is smoking whichever team you want to pick.
He made 13 All NBA. Is one of two All NBA teams. I mean, he made 13 All NBA that year.
Yeah, he might have been gifted that. I'm gonna go see.
No, he was.
Yeah, he averages career high in points.
No, he did. He averaged 22 before.
Yes, he did. That's his career high.
91? No, hold on.
Yes.
In 91, he averaged 20. Okay, 20. He averaged 20. The year before that,
what?
In 1990, 91.
He averaged 21.4 points per game. 19. You want me to share my screen?
20 points on the flat. I'm looking at Basketball Reference now. 1990, 91. He's 29 years old. He averaged 20 points. What are you looking at? He averaged
21.4, his highest of his career. You're wrong.
I'm looking at the playoff, the regular season. I'm looking at the regular season right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the regular season too.
Bro, I'm looking at 20. It's right here. Oh my gosh, he's averaged
21.4. 21.4. He never averaged 20 on the dot. Wherever you're looking is incorrect, my friend.
I'm literally what in the
Maybe
world?
Now, yes, his shooting percentage was 49%, but that's only because he shot twice as many threes at 29% than he had ever shot in his career. But he was still 50.5% from 2, 80% from the field, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, like 1.3 steals, a half a block. Like the dude, like he was 29 years old. He was in his peak. He was an all-star, third-team NBA. It was those 2 years, 90 and 91, where he was even an all-NBA player. Those are the only 2 seasons.
I was looking at his per 36. Man, I was looking at his per 36. I was tripping. I was looking at where these per 36.
It also wasn't his worst field goal percentage of his career as well.
No. Per 36 it was. Yeah, per 36 was. Yeah.
The next year without Magic, it goes down because he was asking to do more. But
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
because Magic was gone. But no, that was and you're sleeping on how good Vlade Divac, like that team was a buddy. Like look who they beat. They beat the Houston Rockets with the Olajuwon, swept them, who everyone thought, oh, they were the best. The Golden State Warriors, the Portland Trailblazers, who had been to the NBA Final the year before and would make the NBA Final the next year, who were the favorites. They beat them. Like they were a solid team.
91 Vlade is cute, but I mean that's
cute. Sam Perkins, Perkins, Vlade Divac, AC Green, like Eldon Campbell. This is a good young team. And the guys that were in their prime, the best players, were in their peaks, Magic and Worthy.
I think the only reason that this narrative is even existing is just because Magic got HIV and it kind of put a stop on the whole.
I mean, no Kareem on that team, obviously.
Who cares? They don't need Kareem. They had Eldon Campbell and Vlade Divac. If Magic doesn't get HIV, that team makes the NBA Final probably the next 2 out of 3 years again, and they win another championship, and he probably wins another.
Coming back?
100%. That team is so
I would
good.
say they would definitely be in the conversation.
If you think about it,
Perkins and Byron Scott.
listen, the next year, Worthy's only 30. Magic's 32. Scott is 30. Perkins is 30 in his prime. Vlad is
At those times, 30, 31, 32, you start to get the drop off a lot sooner. You know that.
That's how Jordan was.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, to Jordan's credit, Jordan was good for a lot relative to for his time. A lot of players were starting to drop off at 30, 31.
And let's be clear. This is the Lakers. You don't think the Lakers are going to make a move?
Mm-hmm.
Not only did the team makes the finals, I have full faith in the Lakers that they'll make a move and bring in someone else and be like, oh, we need this, and they'll make a trade.
I mean, it took them a while after Magic left. It took them a while to be relevant.
No, it didn't.
How after Magic left 90, what's the next finals they make? In a decade?
The next finals they made was 98, but it didn't take them long to bring in Shaq and then draft Kobe. But that's because the plan got cut off abruptly. They weren't ready. Magic was supposed to carry them to the mid 90s, right? And then they would have had old Magic, brought in Shaq, drafted Kobe. The transition would have been so smooth. Yes, he had to leave.
No,
that's called cooking up.
Damn.
All right. Yes.
Before we head off,
yes, go ahead. Close
yeah, just want a couple minutes. So yeah, I want to talk about my experience yesterday.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. Okay, just real quick. Just quickly. Lakers, who wins the other end? We obviously it's OKC blew them out by like 50.
Yeah. Who the Lakers playing? I'll probably pick the Lakers regardless, but yeah.
Perfect. There you go. Ori?
Yeah, I'm picking the Lakers.
It's Lakers and oh my god, I'm drawing a blank too.
San Antonio. Yeah. I didn't know that, but yeah, I was drawing a blank. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, the Lakers.
Yeah. So yesterday, so keep in mind yesterday. I had the topic was Jokic.
Just Jokic.
So it was one Jokic fan versus 10.
Are you allowed to say what it was?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who the fan was. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to say it publicly. Yeah, I'm sure I am allowed to say it, but I don't want to say it unless he's the one that releases it.
Is he well known?
Yes, he is. I'll narrow it down for you. He has been on my show before. I'll say that he has been on my show personally. So keep in mind, yesterday I did have a family event that I had to go to, which required me to have a suit on. It was pretty abrupt that it started. I'm not going to say what it was, but I'm sure you can figure it. You can connect the dots though. Yep. So I had to go straight from the place to drive up to the city after that. So I'm in Jersey. It was about an hour and a half drive. So I have to. So ahead of time, I made a reservation for a parking garage, and then my plan was to just park my car, just hang out in a coffee shop, just so I look over notes and prepare myself. Then I realized as I'm at my family event, I realized. So I had my change of clothes, but I forgot sneakers. So I only had my dress shoes on. I'm like, crap. Mm-hmm. So then after that, I'm like, okay, yes. So my next thought is to go to a sneaker store. But before that, I had to park my car. The full parking lot was full. So then I had to find a new parking space. So keep in mind, this is an hour and a half early that I'm trying to go to, but I have to do these million things before.
Yeah.
So anyway, then I have to do all that. Go get changed in a Wendy's, and then after that, it was the worst thing ever. Yeah,
you could have worn a suit. I feel you could have worn a suit to the.
Yeah, you could have worn a suit.
So I thought about it. I'm like, I'm going to brand myself as just a guy that wears a suit all the time. But then So then I get to the studio. It's at Warner Bros. Studio. So it was really cool. So then I get to the place. We're hanging out in the waiting room for a little bit. Keep in mind, they also did two other shows before that. They did Caitlin Clark and Carmelo Anthony as well. So that a couple of the guys were there earlier from doing their other shows. So that was pretty cool to hear them. All the guys there were super chill. The producers there were awesome. So were the the one fan, as I mentioned before, he's been on my show. He's a great guy. Pretty much what it was. They took our phones away. They for obvious reasons. They said we don't want you looking up notes and have faction each other, saying what do you mean? This isn't true. So we're all just sitting in the room for 2 hours. He gave I think it was 7 claims. Then we each were able to go up twice and debate them. So again, like, yeah, I really wish that I could.
What's the 10 haters? Jokic was the topic. He would say something like Jokic is the greatest offensive player ever, and then he'd say the reasons, and I'm just making something up. I don't know.
Yes,
and you guys would take turns coming in and saying, "Here's why."
Yeah.
So agree with them.
You don't go up. Just
you have to go up. Like, you have to raise your red flag and go up, or you don't have to.
It's not like raising the red flag. This is for this one, it's 3 minutes flat. Like everyone has 3 minutes to speak. So, but for you didn't have to go up. Like you pick and choose which ones you pick and choose which ones you want to go to. So yeah, it was my first time doing something in person. So that was that was pretty cool.
I think you should have worn the suit and been the hater in the suit. You would have stood out.
I would have, yeah.
You would have been the only one there with the suit, I'm assuming, right?
We'd have to change this whole platform to hater in the suit. Like you
would have been the only one there in a suit, if I'm assuming correctly, right?
Probably.
Oh, that would have been fire, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but So like, I'm pretty sure it'll come out within like the next like month or two. Like they did say they can't predict that because they might do it like if they don't have any episodes left, but they also might do it like if they might be waiting for him to have like a big game or something, which he always has a big game, so maybe not doing that, but like maybe like when he becomes like a topic on social media. So
like maybe when he wins his next MVP.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I hope it's not that long. He's I want to because I want to show it to people sooner. But April, I think, is one of the MVPs announced. But yeah, April, May, maybe probably May, honestly. But
there you go.
No, but regardless, like as long as it's not like during the playoffs or something, we can definitely like maybe we can like play more parts of the season.
Yeah, 100%. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm glad you got to do that. It sounded like a cool experience.
It was really cool. And I'm gonna post about it later today. There's a so I took pictures of myself next to the mic, and then right behind me is a Tatum jersey. So it's perfect. It's perfectly fit. Like,
so let's add a segment. One of us will pick a thing, and then like will be the one fan and like 3 haters.
Sounds good. Okay. Issue is both of you are Lakers fans. I mean, me and Ori are both Celtics fans. So Ori and I literally agree on every single thing.
I'm a LeBron fan. Ain't no Lakers fan here. Come on now.
Yeah.
He's not a Laker fan, but I used to do this with Chilltown a lot, where we'd have these topics and we would. It didn't what we thought. We were just working on our debate skills, and so what we do is it doesn't matter what we think. Okay, here's the topic, and we're like, okay, you take this side, I take that side. And we would just debate it regardless of what we believed, which was fun and made for good stuff in the comments. But when we clip it, a lot of times people are like, how do you believe that? I'm like, I don't. And they're like, why are you saying you don't? I'm like, you got to watch the whole episode. It was like this thing that we were doing and people didn't get it. It was just like in clip form, you don't get it. If you watch the show, you understand. We're like, okay, this is,
that's true.
This is the topic. Like, it'd be like, everybody should be deported to back where they came from. We're like, what? I'm like, that's the side I picked out of the side. Like, I got it.
You picked the clips. Well, yeah, exactly. Because then it's just that microcosm. People just think that you're doing rage bait or something. Yeah.
Yeah. KD's not a superstar.
Yeah. Classic example. Exactly.
Yeah, that one blew up and it was like, yeah, but you didn't hear the whole. The clip was good. It worked, but it's like you need to hear the whole conversation. But anyways,
we do not care.
We don't care. All right. Hey, are you doing pirate politics anymore? Is that even a thing?
I don't know. I messaged Pod the other day. I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he's a little busy.
On a boat?
I don't know if I don't know. Maybe work right away. Who knows?
Maybe he's the one that got caught stealing money at Playback, and that's why they got to shut down.
Right, it happens, man. Hey, Playback, you had a good run, but
rest in peace, Playback.
It happens.
Yeah, rest in peace. Everybody, check out Assist.
Is that a new thing?
We did one episode on Assist. We actually should do it. We should pick a game because what we can do is we just basically do this, and up at the top there's a scoreboard.
Yeah.
So we can.
Oh yeah.
I think Playback. The idea and concept of it is, clearly can be a success, but I don't think people understand how expensive it is to.
I don't think it can be. I don't think it can be a success because.
No, I think the idea of group watching online with people.
Yeah,
like that whole concept.
It can't be a financial success because the licensing for NBA, like the game, it's
insane.
expensive. It's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
Expensive. Yeah.
Especially when it's on 75 different networks now. It's not like you can't even get like one thing and just watch them all, right? So
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's a highlight sport. So
well, fair enough. You're right. You're
You know what
absolutely
we're really
right.
getting into lately? I think women's volleyball is going to be like the biggest women's sport in America in a couple years. They have a college NCAA tournament, incredible stuff. Like Nebraska, incredible stuff. I highly recommend you all to watch. And like in terms of women's sports, not to be like I think women's volleyball is
It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. It's like it's up there with tennis as being like the one where it's
I think it's the
similar.
I think it's the team sport. It's the tennis team sport for women.
100%. Yeah, it's something about it, and I think they're actually doing a great job. There's a lot of like college women's like stars who are like big on TikTok and all that for these like young kids. And volleyball is huge with like people playing. I think women's volleyball will be the next big thing in America.
I would agree, and not just because of what I'm about to tell you. So my cousin was a super high recruited volleyball player. And she had a bunch of scholarship offers in the US. She chose to stay local and play at Western in London.
Good team.
And so I started paying attention a little bit more because and I was like, damn, like I'm seeing these girls with like, there's this girl with like, I don't know if you see her, she's got like a 48-inch vertical or something. She's she's like, and I'm like, well, how the hell did she jump that high? How did she spike that? And it's showing her mechanics. And I was like,
yeah,
damn, like
the real deal. I highly suggest everyone go watch Nebraska volleyball. They have their next game on Friday. They're like on an all-time, they're undefeated so far this season, trying to go for perfect season. Incredible. Like, it's just
when we had Shaq on last year, Shaq had said his breaking news was that he thought that the WNBA should lower the rim by like even 6 inches so that the girls could get into some dunking, because there'd be a lot more of them that could dunk. He wasn't like not 8 feet or anything. He's just a little bit. And everybody went after him and they're like, why would you say that? Blah, 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 blah. And then like he made like a really good point when we were talking. He's like, I don't understand. They use a smaller ball. They have a shorter 3-point line. Why not have the rim a little bit lower? Because if you look at volleyball as the example,
the issue is the way that he said it, because I'm pretty sure that you said like people would love seeing like seeing like the women like, it wasn't like shake their ass, but like it was like something along the lines of them jumping in the air and like hanging or something like that. He said it was the way
he did not say that.
He made a bro joke. He made a bro joke that people got offended by. It's
exactly. Yeah. So,
I think because we had at the time Haley was hosting, so he did not say anything.
Shaq knows when to joke, when not to joke. He's not an
very
idiot.
respectable. He was very respectable.
Yeah.
All right, cool guys. So I don't know. Pirate Radio is currently off the air. Chris, are you hitting Thursday?
We're back tomorrow. Yep. Yeah. We had to take the week. We had to take the week off last week. But we're back
totally understandable. But All American. Oops. The logo was up here for the first hour of the show. You can go check it out. If you
was. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm sure you're sorry. I tuned in and I'm like, hey, why is this here? And I went, let me change that real quick.
Everything else is right.
Nice.
Everything else is good. Do you know when your last like show for the year? Like, are you obviously there's gonna be Christmas and New Year's, and are you gonna take a break? Or
I don't. I know that last year I did mine. I did one on December 26th. I don't know when's Thursday this year. Christmas is on Thursday. Oh, no, it's not. Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. So so maybe we'll do it.
That would be a great Christmas gift.
So maybe we'll do it on the 26th. We usually do something on family, so maybe the 26th or the 27th, probably. Yeah.
That's Boxing Day. Or you go check out Hoop Social on TikTok. Anybody lined up for any?
We're trying to get. I think I'm going to expand the creator hour to more creators. I'm thinking about getting in because I've been talking to this guy recently who's creating his own brand, and I've been talking to some people that are like creating their own brands and creating their own things, but they're not necessarily basketball.
I have a guy for you.
Yeah, so that's
what
I'm aiming for. I'm gonna bring in some other creators.
There's a guy I know posted one thing on TikTok, and it went like crazy 20 million viral, got 1 million followers with one post, and then left, and then never posted again.
Huh.
It's not Kevin Durant, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's a guy I know personally who lives near me. And here's the thing. And then over the next 2 years, he finished school and decided he was going to create his own energy drink, and And he's like, I know that you think it's a saturated market, but this one's, it's healthy. It's this, it's that, it's those. And I'm taking all my life savings and I'm putting it into this energy drink, and he's just creating this brand. And he's come back to that TikTok channel that just sat there with now it had dropped to maybe 900,000 followers, but literally from one post, he had over 1 million followers. And then he's now using that as, hey, this is my energy drink.
That's sick.
It's a really cool, I think it's a cool story.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
For all the people that post
What's
on
an energy drink? I want to go see this now.
Oh, you want to see it here? Let me. I think it's called Made Energy. You're gonna put me on the spot because it comes up on my feed because he follows me, but I can't. I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Heck yeah.
He was. Yeah. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. I was gonna, but anyways, that would be a good one for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's what I'm going for. It's just trying to add more content, add more people. So diversifying the portfolio, so to speak.
All right, cool. All right. Other than that, check us out Tuesdays, 8 p.m., 8:30, 8:30, Fluent and Chill. Okay, so sorry, who do you got? Lakers or Spurs?
Canada. Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
No, they lying to you. It's about the money.
Now you're more fluent.